This video is sponsored by... Ah! Yeah, sorry, I can't do one of those iconic Mission Impossible face mask reveals. That's a shame. This video is sponsored by Tom Cruise, because the man is a legend, seriously. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was directed by Christopher McQuarrie and was released in theaters last weekend. Sorry that I'm late to the review. I've had a lot of work on my plate here recently in between scheduling some videos that are coming up this week and next week and just work in general. It's been a rough time. So, I'm sorry this is late. It's coming out on a Friday. I know it's been an entire week, but trust me, this is coming out. Barbie review is coming out right after it, and another pretty cool video, and some other stuff that I've got planned. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, let's get into this film. I'm going to try and make this as brief as I possibly can for this section of the review. The spoiler section is going to be definitely longer than this, but I'm also going to try and keep this one under 20 minutes. Just because it's a long movie, I don't want to be explaining every single detail of the plot. I'm just going to hit the main points, the things that I love the most about it. And, yeah, let's get into it. So, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 follows up Mission Impossible Fallout, which was an incredible film. And the Mission Impossible films in general, it just kind of just keeps getting better. Mission Impossible 2 is my least favorite, but after Mission Impossible 3, they just keep getting better. It's like 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. Dead Reckoning is a absolute blast. So this is probably the most consistent with the action scenes. As you've seen in the trailer, there are plenty of action sequences, whether there's the car chase, the train scene, the club, and the chase scenes. Just, you gotta have Tom Cruise running in a Mission Impossible movie, or you're not watching a Mission Impossible movie. There's just a lot of stuff going on here. And honestly, that would be a complaint for some other people, but this is Mission Impossible. There is always a lot of different things happening. Lots of espionage and twists and turns, betrayals, unexpected alliances, tragedy. Everything you would imagine in one of these movies is in this. And this is probably the film with the most high, like, the stakes are very high. Because the entity is, this giant threat that the Gabriel character is trying to obtain, but you also have, like, the White Widow, played by Vanessa Kirby. She's coming in there trying to get it. You have Kittredge trying to get his hands on it as well. Eugene Kittredge comes back for this one, which is pretty cool. It was good to see him again. And then, of course, you have Ethan Hunt and his crew trying to kind of get it back. You have Haley Atwell playing Grace. She's a great addition to the cast. Her and Pom Klementif, sorry if I'm screwing up her name, Mantis from the Guardians of the Galaxy films. She's in this as Paris. She's kind of playing Gabriel's right-hand, mate, woman. And then, yeah, you just have a whole lot of characters coming together, trying to get this one thing. And the thing that actually really is impressive about this movie is that, you have this MacGuffin, everyone's trying to get their hands on it, and you think, with it being a part 1, that it's going to end with, like, oh, cliffhanger. It really is just, it feels very complete, by the end of this. With Across the Spider-Verse, by the time you get to the end of that, you're like, no, keep going, keep going. Go for another 2 hours or 3 hours, I don't care. But no, it ends right there, and you gotta wait till part 2. With this movie, there obviously is setup for part 2, but it still feels like a very complete story in terms of the arcs and the different storylines that they're trying to showcase in this film. You have Ethan trying desperately to protect his team at all costs. He doesn't care if this mission is more important than their lives. He is not going to let anything happen to them. You got Rebecca Ferguson. You have Simon Pegg, of course. You got, I'm blanking on the actor's name, so I'm just going to say the character Luther is in there for a good bit as well. It was great to see them. They're just always just so enjoyable in this film. Plenty of callbacks, plenty of classic Mission Impossible moments, of course. And yeah, really just the action scenes just sell this one, man. Tom Cruise is a machine, diving well, not diving, driving up that mountain, jumping off of the bike with the parachute, and the train sequence. They built the train. I didn't know this. They built the train because they wanted to crash a train. They were like, we're going to do it right. We're going to build a train to crash it. That is commitment, and I love everyone for that. Thank you for everyone that worked on the train. Amazing. Uh, Everything, it just keeps kind of ramping up and ramping up and ramping up, and it doesn't let off the gas. Sure, there are emotional moments. There are moments that are very tense. But, yeah, overall, I've just got to say this, the great cast, the great performances. Tom Cruise is just so good in this film. Um, you have just the great side characters, some fun moments in there. Of course, the banter between, the team or the antagonist and stuff like that. The action set pieces. The score is just so great. Just really everything about this. The visuals, the way this film is shot, it's immaculate. It's beautiful. So that's all I'm going to really say for this part of the video, the non-spoiler section. I'm going to give Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, at least for now, because I have changed past ratings, a 10 out of 10. I am biased, but I am filming this on a Thursday, so I've had a week to think about this, and I am still sticking with a 10 out of 10. It is just that perfect action film that you want to go to. You want to watch Tom Cruise do his thing. You want to watch these great explosive action set pieces, and you want a satisfying story being told, and that's exactly what Tom Cruise is able to do here, and of course the director Christopher McQuarrie is able to do here. So, Tom Cruise saved cinema last year with Top Gun Maverick. Now, although there is the strikes and everything going on, and believe me, I do support that, I want them to get paid better, this still is doing great numbers, and I feel like this is going to be another W for our boy Tom Cruise, so that's great to hear. Well, I'll see you guys when we get to the spoilers. Entering spoilers, there is a ton of things to get through here. I'm going to kind of hit the different points off throughout the movie where I was like, this is awesome, this was awesome, this was awesome, this happened. So let's get right into the tragic moments of the film. Basically kicking off with Rebecca Ferguson. Ilsa Faust dies in this movie. Gabriel kills her. If you see in the trailer, they are fighting with, he's got a knife and she has a sword. Unfortunately, he does get the upper hand on her and kills her because he tells Ethan that either she will die or Grace will die, played by Hayley Atwell. So he has a choice, and he's racing against the clock. It's very reminiscent of the very first Mission Impossible film, where he's watching all of his teammates and hearing them slowly die, and then he's trying to race to save the last member that he knows to be alive, and he doesn't make it in time, and that's exactly what happens here. He just barely makes it to where Gabriel has escaped, and Ilsa has died from the stab wound. It was very tragic. There's something really special about this movie with, the other ones you have either an emotional, battle with, high stakes, or you have some, global thing that will destroy and wreak havoc on the world. And with this movie, they actually combine the two. There are there are both personal goals and, things that could end the world here. Like, the entity is very strong. It could wreak havoc on the world and create a lot of civil unrest. It can hack into government secrets, get into government files, leak so many bits of information to help out, enemies of the state. And you also have the personal battle between Ethan and Gabriel. Gabriel is the whole entire reason why Ethan is even in the Impossible Mission Force. He killed someone that Ethan cared about in the past, and that's when, they found Ethan and they gave him the option of either, dying or living out his sentence in prison or joining the IMF, so he chose the IMF, luckily. Because who knows where the world would be if not for Ethan Hunt, honestly. He has saved the world in more ways than one, and he succeeds in this movie, at least for now. Like I said, this is a part 1, so part 2 is coming. That's not really a spoiler, but I wanted to wait to the spoiler section to give that away anyway. The other part of what they need to get the entity, so it's these keys is what they're after. There's 2 keys, and because we see them at the beginning with the submarine getting attacked. It gets blown up and the keys get taken, and by the end of the film, Ethan has 2 keys, but it's going to be a race to the submarine to stop the entity because, of course, Gabriel and the others are definitely going to be back to try and prevent him and steal the keys. So it should be very interesting. I can't wait for part 2. It's unfortunate that the strikes and everything are happening, so the filming of certain movies have stopped, but it's all for a good cause. We got to get them paid more. I can't stress that enough. It's very important, seriously. But Tom Cruise just does such a great job acting out this personal grudge that he has with Gabriel, because it's very reminiscent of past films where, like, someone will do something really, really messed up to Ethan Hunt, but he can't kill them because they are crucial to the mission. He can't kill Gabriel because he has information about what the entity is and what it can actually do, what the keys unlock. And he can't kill him, but at the same time, it's like he killed a woman in his past that he cared about, and he killed Ilsa. So he's just got 2 big, big reasons to kill this guy, but he just has to hold back. And, even Luther is like, Ethan, you have to restrain yourself. You have to focus on the mission. You cannot kill this guy. And that's hard for Ethan. We see him struggle with that and kind of balance out what that could mean for him in the second part. Will he just kill him out of rage? Hopefully not, because remember James Bond just rage killing Blofeld in No Time to Die? Why would you do that? Hopefully that doesn't happen in the sequel to this film, part 2. Oh man, there's so much to get to, so I'm not going to be able to touch on every single thing. But I will say there's just some very impressive fights in this movie. There's a scene where it's like a very tight alleyway, and this big buff guy blocks off Tom Cruise at the one end, and then on the other end is Paris, played by Pom Klementieff, and she is great. She really channeled an animal for this performance, a wild animal. She even confirmed that. And she is just crazy in this film. She is just mad after it. She doesn't care what she has to do. She's going to serve her boss, Gabriel. But towards the end of the film, we kind of get a redemptive arc starting for her. Because she does survive the film, just barely. Because Gabriel does betray her because the entity lets him know that since Ethan spares her life in the alley scene earlier, he does spare her life. That means that she could return the favor in the future. So he doesn't want to risk that, so he tries killing her. Doesn't succeed in the end because she does have a pulse. They confirm that. So I hope to see her in the next movie because it'll be interesting to kind of see where she lies because, of course, Ethan Hunt, she does save him from falling in the train sequence. But at the same time, it's like, we don't really know where her loyalties lie. We don't know. So it'll be definitely an interesting character to look at in the second part. I hope they don't just completely sideline her and she's not in it. Yeah, really, all I can say about the film is just it's excellently shot, brilliantly made. Yeah, the opening sequence goes for like 26 minutes before you get the title card of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. That was sick. That was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. That was really cool. Overall, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is just a very enjoyable experience. It's one of the best action films you can watch right now. Go out and watch it for sure. Defend? Defend? I don't know why I said that. Support is what I mean. Support Tom Cruise saving cinema once again. I don't see this one reaching $1 billion or whatever like Maverick did but this should do pretty well. I think it is. So I'll see you guys for the next review. We're going to be living life in plastic, and it'll be fantastic. I'll see you guys then. Take care, and goodbye. You know what? I'm not even going to fuck with it.